Kavipriya has secured honors in anatomy, honors in physiology, and distinction in biochemistry. Hamita Banu with the honors in anatomy, distinction in physiology, and distinction in biochemistry. Aishwarya Lakshmi with honors in anatomy, distinction in physiology, and distinction in biochemistry. Kannan has secured honors in anatomy, distinction in physiology, and distinction in biochemistry. Bhavna has secured distinction in anatomy, honors in physiology, and distinction in biochemistry. Akansha has secured distinction in all the three subjects of anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Janisha Golruba has again secured distinction in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Jessica has secured distinction in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Jinolin Jabba has secured distinction in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Shreya has secured distinction in anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Kirtana has secured honors in anatomy and physiology. Akshaya has secured distinction in anatomy and honors in physiology. Kavya has secured honors in physiology and distinction in biochemistry. Sharon Schiffer has achieved honors in physiology and distinction in biochemistry. Vignesh has secured distinction in anatomy and honors in biochemistry. physiology. Has secured distinction in anatomy and distinction in physiology. Hema Shri has secured distinction in anatomy and distinction in physiology. Jessila Paulin has secured distinction in anatomy and distinction in physiology. Jayapranesh has achieved distinction in anatomy and distinction in physiology. Has secured distinction in anatomy and distinction in physiology. Nityashri has secured distinction in anatomy and distinction in physiology. Has secured distinction in anatomy and distinction in physiology. Pavitra has achieved distinction in anatomy and distinction in biochemistry. Distinction in anatomy and distinction in biochemistry. We warmly welcome Professor Dr. Aravind Babu sir, Medical Superintendent in charge and Professor of Pediatrics to this function. Ahima Skiba has secured distinction in physiology and distinction in biochemistry. Kirtana Rani has secured distinction in physiology and distinction in biochemistry. Sanjay Raghav has secured distinction in physiology and distinction in biochemistry. Yuvaraj has secured distinction in physiology and distinction in biochemistry. Secured honors in anatomy. Tarun Narayanan has secured honors in anatomy. Abhinaya has secured honors in physiology. Brittany Sharon has secured honors in physiology. Shalika has achieved honors in physiology. Charu Nandini has secured secured honors in biochemistry. Jisna Dipichan has secured distinction in anatomy. Sandhya has secured distinction in anatomy. Vigneshwari has secured distinction in anatomy. Abhilasha has secured distinction in physiology. Cheer up, students. Abhinash has secured distinction in physiology. Amira has secured distinction in physiology. Ashna Fatim has secured distinction in physiology. Bemisha Sherlin has secured distinction in physiology. Ilakya has secured distinction in physiology.